The reason I document days of my year is just to become more confident. And it actually started when I had this thought. To become more confident, you need to actually go outside. Like if you want to be better at speaking to people and be more charismatic, you actually do need to go outside in the real world and speak to people and put yourself out of your comfort zone. But I didn't really go outside all that much. I just didn't really want to. I like staying inside of my house. I don't really have any reason to go outside, so I just never really improved at the skill all that much. But then I heard something from one of my friends. He told me about this guy called Ad Holilov. I don't know if you've heard of him, but he has this community, and in this community, in this group call, he asked people a question. Put your hand up if you remember one day of the year. And basically everyone put their hand up because you remember today, obviously. And then he said, okay, put your hand up if you remember 2 days of the year. And most people kept their hand up, so 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, 6 days, it kept increasing. And by the time they got to a week, 7 days, basically no one remembered. No one had anything they remembered from there. And it just hit me, wow. 365 days of the year. You've lived 365 days and you don't remember even more than a week. That is so sad. But also, I'm not really in a better situation. I'm basically in the exact same predicament as them, and you are as well. You probably don't even remember more than 7 days of this year, do you? And it's not actually a problem with your memory, because your brain isn't meant to remember every single day without fail. That's just odd. That's strange. The problem is you don't go on enough adventures. You don't live your life enough. And because of that, your brain has nothing to remember. Your brain is only going to remember the interesting events that break out of your schedule. And if you don't have anything like that, then obviously you aren't going to remember anything. So the lack of remembering things does show that you haven't really been living your life. You've just been going through the same routine, doing nothing new. And I realized, okay, I don't want to live like that, and I also want to become more confident. Couldn't I combine these then? Because this Ad Holilov guy was saying that you should document the days of your year. You should write them down on like Google Calendars, which is what I use. And you just write down a brief summary of each interesting day you have. So then you can look back at it by the end of the year. And if somebody says, oh, what did you do last year? You can look back at it, you have so many events. But vice versa, if you haven't done anything and you look back and you see you only have like 3 days for the entire year, you're like, oh, I haven't really spent the year properly, have I? So it acts as motivation, it acts as an incentive to finally go outside and actually speak to other human beings. So I decided to do this. I started documenting the days of my year. I started going out more frequently. I'd go out like once, twice a week, doing something completely new. I gained so many experiences. And ultimately, it's just really fun, which is the main point, right? You're doing all of this for fun. The experiences I've had going out with friends and speaking to all of these new people. I almost drowned. I experienced hitchhiking. I've went camping for the first time in my life. These are just fun experiences and stories you can tell for a lifetime. So if you want to do this and live a more adventurous life, but also become more confident and speak to more people and make friends, then start documenting the days of your life. Write them down and make sure you go out like once, twice a week so you have something new you can look back on. If you want help becoming more confident, you can check out the top link in the description. It's the Social Protocol, where I will personally teach you how to become more confident. I'll see you in there.